Hi, and welcome to AWS Ambassador channel. My name is Nestor Gandara, and I get to help companies build businesses in the cloud using AWS technology. Each episode, I will introduce you to a new AWS ambassador to know what does an AWS ambassador day look like and what they do to help our community and their company and customers. Let's get started. Today, I'm really excited to introduce Jorge Rodriguez. Hi, Jorge. Good to see you.
Hey, Nestor, thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure. Jorge, tell us a little bit more about yourself and what does a typical day in your role as an AWS ambassador looks like.
Absolutely. So I like to start the day out planning and prioritizing all the different elements of an ambassador's day. So it's with my role in professional services at CloudHesive, I lead a team that helps build solutions for our clients. So we have multiple customers, so it's planning out sessions for architectural guidance, troubleshooting, a lot of that thought leadership, and your day-to-day troubleshooting. And then on top of that, there's all the internal team building, team meetings, education, in terms of helping folks with their AWS certifications or other ancillary technologies, and helping everybody continue to grow as they help their customers.
Hmm. Well, that's a lot. We know that every year you have to keep your status or membership, holding some certifications and being active contributor to our community. Jorge, based off your experience, what is the most challenge? I will say, yeah, the most challenging thing about keep your AWS ambassador status, and if you have any recommendation for maybe future candidates.
Absolutely. It's time. The biggest thing is time. Making time in your schedule, as busy professionals and with our family lives, our schedules are typically booked from, morning and sometimes into the late hours in work. So my biggest recommendation is to schedule it the same way you would meetings, calls, and make it a priority. Figure out what you need to do, whether it's going to be 5 hours a week, 10 hours a week, and spread it out and keep and protect that schedule, be it sometimes in between meetings, early in the morning before your workday or at the end. But whatever it is, make it a time that you can repeat and you can at least 80, 90% of the time stick to it and protect that schedule. And that way you are, working on yourself and building up your contributions to the community and making yourself a better professional.
100%. I think time management is key to keep your performance up, but also to have a good work-life balance.
Yeah.
Changing a bit the topic, we had our last AWS Ambassador Global Summit in Seattle. I personally enjoyed a lot to meet and learn from all of you guys in person. That some is something that we are really missing a bit, right?
Yeah.
Any highlight that you want to share with us about the event?
Absolutely. So it's kind of the feeling of closeness with the global ambassador community and AWS leadership. I mean, I love the whole start to finish feeling of arriving in Seattle, seeing the spheres, and going into HQ and starting our days early, having breakfast together, spending all day learning, and then the amazing team building afterwards. My favorite had to be the awards dinner at the Museum of Flight. And, as a big aviation fan, it was really cool just walking among all that amazing aircraft and then seeing all the leaders award, the amazing contributions people have done. All of the real champions of the ambassadors, the best of the best. And it was really super inspiring. And seeing the golden jackets was really an amazing surprise. And seeing all the folks that have gotten all AWS certifications, which I know and I saw that really lit a fire for a lot of folks, myself included.
Yeah, it was. The Museum of Fly was amazing experience. A lot of good memories, right? And yes, that is one of my favorite parts of the program. Celebrating, right? It is important to recognize our AWS ambassadors and what you do, guys, for our community. Also, we have a great AWS leaders speaking there, right? What was for you the session that you enjoyed the most?
My favorite session was Bill Voss focusing on robotics. I mean, I was fascinated learning about the Amazon Project Kuiper launching over 2,000 satellites, the 42 ground sats providers on AWS Ground Station, and then even seeing how they launched AWS Snowcone and had it operating on the International Space Station. I mean, super cool stuff. And then even a lot of the advanced rendering that they do for the media and entertainment groups, where Avatar 2 was rendered on AWS. It's all this kind of like we're seeing a lot of our sci-fi fantasies and dreams really come true with all this amazing technology and just pushing the imagination forward.
Yeah, true. By the way, due to that, I went to the theater to watch Avatar too, and I
Oh,
was explaining everything to my wife that she told me that she didn't get nothing about the rendering and so on, but it was so funny. Bill, Bill is fantastic. I always say to him, I tell him that I will need several lives to know what he knows, but yeah. All right. Now, my last common question, nothing related about our discussion, it's just for fun. What is your favorite AWS service and why?
Oh, favorite would be S3. It's as one of the first ones and kind of the most used. It's like the easiest for like anyone to really understand it, get started with AWS and start building and seeing its value. It's also a pretty good trivia question. So like, well, it's the first AWS service. It's kind of between that one and SQS, but the first two that came into production in the early 2000s. So I think it's a really good one to talk about and get the conversation going, and then you build into more advanced stuff like data lakes, Athena, querying. A lot of really great stuff you can do with it.
Yeah, I agree, and it's a good trivial question. By the way, our
Yeah.
customers love S3, especially that because it's easy to use it, as you mentioned. Example with S3 Intelligent Terrain Storage class, you know that you can S3 automatically optimize the cost, moving data between access tiers as access parents change, right? That is so cool and easy, and you forget about that. You can optimize costs. That is the key thing. All right, Jorge. I enjoyed a lot our conversation. I always learn from you, and Mari, I can wait for seeing you in our next AWS Ambassador meetup in New York City. So thanks a lot, and see you there, buddy.
Yeah. See you there. See you in New York.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.